Hi, Coach Kevin here, where I'm about crafting ingenious empowerment for individuals. In this edition of Kaizen Quips, we're going to talk about what's going on with the pandemic that's going on right now. Since March, people have been holed up at home because of the pandemic. People want to crawl into a hole and pretend that nothing has happened. Though everything has happened over here. Netflix binge watching at home is normal for today, where you can watch a whole season in a day, and that's normal, and people expect that because you're going to do that. Okay? That's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for right now is how to improve and empower people. Kaizen is about continuous improvement. Get creative of how you get your information to learn, how to teach other people, how to empower people during this time. Not just sit back and just see the world go by and see what happens. No, instead, get out there, learn. Since March 17th, at least in Seattle, which was, for those of you who didn't remember, that was St. Patrick's Day, Seattle area shut down. For us, by March 23rd, next Monday, we were up and running with virtual classes. And as of right now, we've done 300 virtual classes, private lessons, multiple guest speakers, 2 international virtual camps that included 6 nations, and helped empower 2 students to start a new Women in Fencing panel. That's some of the things that we've done. That's not to toot our horn right there. That's just to say we're trying to empower people to get out there and do things. I know there's other clubs across the nation, across the world, have been doing other fantastic things. Get out there and do things, okay? Here's some of the things that Kaizen found ways of keeping up on information. Okay, when people heard libraries are closed, we can't do anything, I can't leave the house, we had to get creative and find out other ways of how to get information. One of the things that we did that I found is little libraries. Have you ever noticed little boxes like this over here? littlefreelibrary.org. There's over 100,000 of these little free libraries around the world. It's one of these, you find a book, take a book. If you have a book that you're done with, leave a book. Pay it forward. If you find some information in these books, take a look at them. Because you know what? Somebody felt empowered that they put information into this book to have it immortalized on paper or digital, however you think like that. They immortalized it somewhere. They had information from here that they wanted to give out to you. And somebody, sometimes it was a publisher, who said, you know what? That needs to get out to the world. And so, find that information. You're going to find all sorts of gold in those things that you can learn and you can pass on to others. Because when you're teaching other people, that's empowerment. Okay? Audiobooks from libraries. I don't understand why people aren't taking more advantage of this. King County Library System, for those in the Seattle area, was the busiest library in the nation in 2010. And when you consider they have things like Overdrive or Libby, which is audiobooks, for those of you who don't know, I drive a lot, so I tend to listen to a lot of audiobooks. And so you just crunch through information. It's information gathering. But it's not just consuming information, it's consuming information and how to pass it on to others for empowerment. For those of you who don't know, so I read about 50 titles a year, and I read each of them twice because realistically, I listen at 1.5 to 2 speed. So in a time that most people are listening to the book once, I've already listened to it twice. And as you know, repetition is going to help get that information, get it into your head. So, because one of the things I've always been taught is a leader is a reader. And I've also been told that you're either green and growing or ripe and rotting. Think about it. Keep growing. Don't stagnate. Leaders are going to find a way. And what we're doing right now is developing information so we can teach skills. Skills are the things that are going to transfer. It's going from one thing to another. As fencing, is fencing going to transfer to everything you're doing? Are you always going to pick up sticks and defend yourself? No. But what you can do is you can teach life lessons and life skills through fencing. Think about tenacity. Think about precision. You think about honor. Different things that we've all done and we talked about. Those are the type of skills that we teach through fencing. Yes, we can help you get into schools. Yes, we can help you get into universities. But there's so many things for the people who don't necessarily want to do that. That's okay. What do you do if you're an adult and you're not going to school? Does that mean we can't teach anymore? No, we teach skills, and that's what we need to do. We need to keep getting this information so that way we can help empower people. So one of the things you think about is Kaizen is about getting a little bit better each and every day. Continuous improvement. So if you think about this, if you improve 0.1% per day over the course of a year, that's 36.5% better than you were last year. And I'm not trying to include compounding, factoring, and things like that. That's just pure numbers. And if you keep doing that quarter after quarter, year after year, decade after decade, that's a lot of information. And when you think about this, what is really 0.1%? That is a decision a day. A decision where you, instead of doing, that's probably not such a good idea. I'm going to take this information I've learned, I'm going to, do this instead. Things that I learned from these things from empowering, because we have this COVID time where we can learn, take in information, and then learn things so we can help empower people. So, I came, in a way to track your progress, I came across a podcast that was called The Art of Manliness by Matthew Dix. And on this particular episode, I don't remember how I found it. I've gone through one of those things, you're kind of scrolling through and you come across something in the internet and it's like, hey, this looks kind of cool. And it talked about the homework for life. And so what happened is the person on this episode started talking about what they did is they just wrote down a simple thing every single day. Something that they did, something to help them remember the day, something where things just maybe a little bit better. What's interesting, I'm coming on to 1 year anniversary when I did this. August 19th, 2019, I started to write down a simple something so I can kind of take a look. It's like, wow, here's things of just different things I did. I can kind of take a look. It's like, oh, I did this and I did this. And I can kind of take a look. It's like, you know what? After taking and reading all this information, I can see myself just getting a little bit better. You know, at this point in the year, 6 months ago, I probably would have made this decision. But you know what? Today, I am making this decision. That's good. That's Kaizen. That's continuous improvement. That's the type of things you want to do. That's the type of things you want to empower to other people. As we're coming out of this pandemic time, how will you grow during this time? Will you know all about the Tiger King? How about you've rewatched all the Seinfeld episodes so you know all about it? Or how about you come out with new ways of how to empower people? I'll just take you a look at some of the things that I chose to do. Over this pandemic, what I've done right now over the past, 4 or 5 months, I've enrolled in a business coaching class with a guy named Michael Bernhoff, who runs a site called Average Sucks. And so I take a look, it's like, you know what? Average sucks. I need to do something about that. I committed to writing my fencing book, The Pointy End Goes Forward, and have it finished within 1 year. There's a group called a Published Authors Masterclass by 7S by Josh Steinley. You know, whether or not you like these people, don't like these people, it's not really the point. What it is like, you know what? I'm trying to do something better. I'm trying to continuously improve. Some things you're going to do, some choices that you make, it's like, you know, that was a good choice. And some things you're going to find out, it's like, that's not so good of a choice. That's okay. You're still building skills. You need volume of experience too, and hopefully the skills you learn will be beneficial to you. Not everything, but you hope so. But that's just something that I am doing right there. What I'm trying to encourage you is to get out here during this COVID time, this pandemic time, when everyone else is putting their head in the sand, to get out and do something. It's about getting better each and every day. That is Kaizen. continuous improvement.